Okay, guys, welcome to the very, very first episode of the Derailed podcast. My name is Sam. You can call me Sammy or Sammy D, either or, depending on how you want to interact with me. Does not bother me at all. Okay, so, firstly, a few things. Welcome to the first episode. I'm going to just go through today's episode and just kind of explain the different things that I plan on doing with this podcast specifically. So we'll start off with an introduction of who I am. So, as I said, my name's Sam. Just turned 24. That's pretty much it. I've got a uni degree. I'm very passionate about fitness. I'm very passionate about tattoos, among many, many other things. I featured on the His vs. Hers podcast for two different episodes. The first episode being directly related to me, which is my story, and then another episode which is about a kind of body dysmorphia, kind of more of a fitness rant. So they're two topics that I'm definitely going to cover again anyway, but more so by myself. So yeah. So why am I doing this for a podcast? I guess this was something that I wanted to start last year. Look, honestly, last year, which I'll talk about in one of my future episodes. I think it's episode 3 that I'll be talking about my 2019. But for many reasons, it just couldn't go ahead. I'll cover that at the time. But I guess for me, why I'm doing this is I feel like I'm someone that can help a lot of people, and it's my goal to influence a lot of people as well. Obviously, I don't expect to just do this like instantly. But I did have a very, very good response to my story, which was on the His vs. Hers podcast. Again, I kind of expected that, but not to the level that it did, I guess, react to. I won't go into the responses that I got personally because it's not my place to share other people's stories. But yeah, it was a very, very good response. An overwhelming response is why I've kind of rushed as such to get this podcast started. I was planning to have this done or up and running by July, but it's January. I've got the time, so why not? I guess that kind of covers what inspired me to do this as well. I feel like my personal life experiences everything from the gym, my fitness journey, and the things that I've kind of dealt with growing up and even now the things that I still go through has kind of given me a really, really positive outlook on life, a different perspective as such. And a very, very motivated perspective as well, or committed perspective. I've said to many people in my life that, you know, everything I do is for me, and it's kind of everyone else's choice whether they want to be a part of it or not. So I guess, yeah, I'm doing this for me. It just gives me something to do, but in the end of the day, if I can help one or two people's outlooks on life, then that's kind of my goal achieved. All right, so while we're sitting here, as I said, the name of this podcast is Derailed, the Derailed podcast, which is a pretty odd name, I'd imagine most of you are thinking. So basically my thought on this is, my train of thought, which is kind of the point that I'm getting at with Derailed, is I have a lot of opinions or a lot of thoughts on certain topics. Could be anything from mental health, body dysmorphia, like literally anything in the world. And basically, I want to get on this podcast and derail my train of thought as such on these certain topics. More so to the point, you know, I want to derail who I am as a person, so the people that interact with me through this podcast or through my social media and that kind of thing understand me and why I'm the way that I am, I guess, as such. And even the people that are really close to me in my life, I guess, they will probably get a stronger understanding or will back up everything that I talk about in these podcasts and things, and to why I am the way that I am. All right, so that's kind of it in terms of the name for Derailed anyway. I was going to call it something to do with like Sammy D, obviously like with my Instagram, which I'll talk about shortly. But I just, I didn't really want my personal name in it. Like, it's just, it doesn't really give me much range and topic with my name specifically. So, yeah. Anyway, so the kinds of things you can expect in this podcast, obviously, as I said, I'm very opinionated or like have a lot of thoughts and opinions on different situations in life. mental health and all of this kind of stuff, fitness as well even. So I guess the things that you can expect is, I'll go on fitness rants or like talk about my experiences, my personal life experiences, not just in fitness, but in everything in general. I'm going to have people feature on here. I've already had a few people already message me prior just for me uploading my YouTube video yesterday, saying that they're more than keen to get on board with the podcast. People that I look hugely up to, even close friends that, I said would have feature, and, I've just got a lot of things in the work and in mind for this podcast specifically. So yeah, but like, I'm also very, very on the ball with topics and things to talk about as well. So, you'll probably have people featuring in on it. At some point you'll have me most of the time. I've like got 5 episodes to record like off the bat. So like I'm ready to go, and I'm eager to get started as well. So that's kind of it, I guess, in terms of the welcoming podcast as such, and the kinds of things you can expect. One thing that I love about social media and podcasts or whatever is people interacting with me. I'm not the kind of person to ignore messages unless offensive, or, if I'm busy, like I never really ignore messages. I'll get back to them whenever I can. So in saying that, I'd love for you guys to interact with me. If you obviously listen and screenshot the image or wherever you're listening or whatever, and you put it on your Instagram story or anything like that, definitely tag me in it. I'll share it for sure. If you've got anything that you want to talk to me about, whether it's something that you've gone through, or, you want to know my opinion on a certain topic in life or whatever, definitely flick me a message. I'm happy to just go on a rant. That's literally what I'm here to do, I guess, is talk about things and rant about things that piss me off as such as well. So yeah, I just want like everyone to interact with me as much as possible. Not everyone, but like, if you feel like you want to be involved in this, then come aboard. Don't be afraid to ask, and we'll tee up a time, or we'll tee up a Skype call. We'll do whatever. So yeah, so as I said, this podcast for me is about, me derailing everything, like my thoughts, my journeys, and I'm going to try and situate each podcast to have a main takeaway. So I'm going to talk about a certain topic, for example, could be my fitness journey, and then I will talk about my main takeaway and what I want you guys to take away from it if you're on a fitness journey yourself, just as a broad example. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm heading with this at the moment. And again, like, I adapt so much with everything that I do, in terms of content or just my train of thought, and like adapt as a person pretty rapidly. So if that changes, like, I'll obviously update you or whatever, but yeah, so that's it for the first episode anyway. I didn't really want to do just a normal welcome, but I think it's probably necessary, considering the name's probably a bit out there, I guess, if you want to call it that. So yeah, so like I said, if you've got me on Instagram, it's Sammy D Fitness currently. That will change, no doubt. I'll probably just make it my name. But once that's done, I'll update that, as I've said. But yeah, if you want to follow me on there, I'll probably set, as I said, when I change the name, I'm just going to have everything on the one page, because I just can't be bothered making 4 or 5 different pages. I've already got 2 Instagram pages for different things. So yeah, and I like the interaction I get through that fitness page specifically, but it's going to become more of, obviously the fitness stuff will be on there, but yeah, anyway, that's for a different day. So yeah, like I said, if you follow me on there, which is Sammy D Fitness, and you listen to this, like I said, tag me in your story if you want to be involved, or if you have anything you want me to talk about specifically, hit me up. Obviously the camera guys, you're going to see me talking and looking at the screen a lot. Like, I've got my scripts and stuff here. I've got the mic over here. So bear with me. Obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube and you want me to talk about anything, leave a comment. And yeah, and we'll do that, or I'll do that. Sorry. And even when I decide to feature people on this with me as well, obviously they'll get involved with it too. So yeah, so that's it for the first episode. Like I said, be sure to interact with me. I'm all for that kind of thing. That's obviously what social media is about, in my opinion, anyway. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the first episode anyway, as brief as it is. I've got plenty more that I'm going to be uploading. I'll try and upload 1 or 2 a week, just to kind of give them some breathing space. I don't want to like burn out or anything like that. But as I've said, I've got 5 topics to literally go and talk about the minute I finish this one too. So yeah, I've got plenty to do. And you'll definitely be hearing more from me or seeing more from me if you're watching this on YouTube. So yeah, hope you have a good day. I think it's Wednesday here. I don't know when this is going to be uploaded, but have a good day. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode.